Hmm. Okay.
Also,
I
hallo, Bettina, bitte nicht aufzeichnen.
check when we in gallery view if anyone got any value from that. So Evangelia.
Good evening, Isaac.
Hi. Hi.
So there's a lot of anxiety at the moment, so I would just like to come back to my natural state.
Yeah, so your natural state is here, and in it there is this anxiety, and just letting it, just including it. So it's like, our attention can go totally to the anxiety, or our attention can rest, recognizing there's awareness here, and in that awareness, there's what we call anxiety playing. So just finding that balance where there's a knowing, the awareness is here, and something is arising, something is showing itself, and just get a gentle sense of how, like, a lot of times it's not rational, it's not related to anything, it's just something starts to show up in our system and vibrate. Yeah? Again, anxiety is something I guess everybody knows to some degree or another. Certainly in person.
I find this a paradox of that there is no effort effort involved in being,
Mhm.
and yet I have to put so much effort to plug out of this focusing.
Yeah, yeah, that is a paradox. Because in a sense, these old packets of information or vasanas or patterns, whatever you want to call them, they, there's been such momentum to kind of be with them in this, trying to get rid of them or identifying with them in some way. So in order to not go down that same neural pathway that's been gone down so many times, does take, you could say, effort. And there it's definitely helpful to have presence, just loving presence. It's not trying to fix you or change you. It's just, yes, I know anxiety. I experienced it many, many times. And it's like, okay, in the end, what is it? It's just some sensations, basically, that pull on our attention as if there's something that we need to take care of or we're going to die. So oftentimes it's that kind of existential push. Even if there's no fear of dying, even if it's funny, it's just information that functions in a funny kind of a way. Right now, though, the system is not going down that track. It's yet.
Not
There
quite.
might still be anxiety, but it's not going with it. It's not fighting it. It's not resisting. It's just,
So perhaps I ask a very practical question. The moment you notice this anxiousness, because it has already taken its it's already started and you don't catch it at the very first time. Once you get into this, you lovingly because there's also this stage of frustration. You try and try and try, and it goes back and back and back. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, to me, usually when whatever that is that we name anxiousness comes on the screen, it usually wants to attach to something. I'm anxious because, and it'll attach to something, and then our attention kind of revolves around what it attaches to. I would say usually that's the most common way that it functions. I'm anxious about money, health, someone, something, something, and then it gets, caught up in going over and over that stuff. I don't know if that's how it functions in you, or you recognize what I'm saying. But for me, it's useful to see that whatever it's tied to, it's just a feeling. It's just an uncomfortable feeling that's happening in the nervous system, that something wants to kind of stop it or fix it or get rid of that feeling. And the moment that happens, it gets more energy. So, okay, there's just a feeling, whatever it is. Then what is anxiousness? How do I actually sense it? Is it a taste in the throat? Is what? How do I feel it? It's not in the stomach. It's something. Where do you sense it? How do you sense it? How do you feel it? And then discerning in this exact moment, right now. It's information, yeah? It's trying to help us in some way.
You're doing a very good job, Isaac. Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing it. I'm just as we're sitting in that, whatever these sensations are, from my feeling, they're not pulling the attention in the same way. Somehow it's more easy to freaking just be here.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything about you, doesn't mean anything about me. It's always habits.
it's still interesting that although we have it in us, we need, or I need, someone outside. I mean, I could do it by myself, but I can't sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's like there is no separation. So, like when your hand
I can
puts
hardly
food in
hear
your
you.
mouth, and then say, oh, it's raining like crazy here now, so I'm not sure what the background sound is. Now I might need to just play some window people. See the comment.
I'm sorry that I said that you're doing a good job. It was a joke. I mean, it's more than a joke. Job. Sorry. This doesn't express what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much.
I think my time is over. Thank you again and again.
If anybody is raising their hand, if I don't see it, just please speak up because some of the pictures are frozen on my screen at the moment.
Isaac,
Yeah, please,
Christina,
Christina, go ahead.
hi,
I can see.
hi. I just wanted to follow on from what Evangelia said about feeling like he needs someone else to help you through certain things, because when I'm on my own, it feels like I can feel something up to a certain point, and then there's these thoughts of I need someone else. And then, like, sitting with you, things just seem to flow. I'm not sure what that is, or it would be good if I had the option to do it on my own or do it with someone new.
You know, to me, it just seems like this interest picks us up. And there's so many nuances to this detangling everything. And when it's very close in, it's tricky. But after a while, it gets to where it is easier when you say, oh, no, I don't even know what that means, really. It doesn't trick us so much.
Mm.
You know, this is like, you know, when you first plant something in the garden, the first you maybe cover it until it's going to stand the full sun and have little elements. And so it's just like this, we learn, you know.
It's quite difficult to hear you. Sorry. There's a very strong echo when you're speaking.
The internet, I keep getting some of the internet and say, what's happening.
Okay. Do you still?
Lightning and thunder, I don't, like,
Okay.
there's lightning and thunder, I don't know if it's affecting me, but you were gonna ask something?
Do you still feel these things with someone else, or can you on your own?
Things come up all the time. And somehow, you know, there's enough exploring that I would say it's relatively simple to just allow them to not go into resistance. But who knows what happens next? You never know. You know? If you can hear me,
Yeah, yeah.
then I'm speaking.
Actually, I can do it sometimes, very rarely.
You know, when it's just like we have these little babies staying with us and just watching them day by day learning new things. You know, at first they can't stand up at all by themselves, and all of a sudden they can stand up holding on to something. You know, it's just how the nervous system learns. You know, it's just,
Thank you.
Hello, Isaac. Skaya.
Right, right. Find your picture. Oh, yes.
Hi. It's a very, your sound, it's very hard to understand for me, but doesn't matter. Just felt,
Okay, I'll try coming closer and speaking louder.
yeah, okay. But anyway, there was just so much joy happening and seeing you and feeling the space that's created here or happening here. And I just want to rest here with you a little bit and having your
With
sweet
pleasure.
attention. And yes, thank you. It's again and again so amazing that there really nothing to do. It's just, and it's so hard to understand for that doer stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And it's always true, 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 true. There's nothing to be done. So deepest gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi, Isaac. It's Rishi.
That's Rishi.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi.
Hey, Rishi.
So I was reflecting on what Christina was saying, and it's funny in a way, because yes, the nervous system with time it helps. It learns and it changes and it starts kind of regulating things for itself, or
Yeah.
at least the level of it keeps changing, and it's a funny thing. It learns like by itself. There's not like a memory of something. It just. But at the same time, I saw that there's always some expression, and that expression it doesn't really matter if it's seen as something outside, like someone, or inside, or neither. There's always something about life that is inviting deeper, inviting to, I don't know, to just
Not get caught up in Maya, not get caught up in how these patterns play and obscure our nature.
yeah, and that's beautiful. It's sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's just like a not so subtle, but still very relevant. But nevertheless, it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like okay, now it's more close to the real nature or less close. It doesn't feel like that at all. It's more like every time there's a, a resting, that's that's life. That's I don't know. That's peace. And so yeah. I'm very grateful for whatever is it that calls the attention back to that, to 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 this resting.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful because I at least have been lucky enough to meet a lot of expressions that show me that there's a lot of depth, and we have this meeting, and that has the work its magic, or something has. Just thank you.
Mhm.
Isaac,
Yes.
it's
Just,
Sarah
who's,
here.
say again?
It's Sarah. Can you see me?
Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. Good. Hi, Sarah.
Hello. I wanted to speak with you because there is a bit of confusion going on. So wonder is resting. It feels like it's not concerned with any patterns or anything that is active in a way. But also there's a feeling like when there are patterns playing that they happen in this resting. So they are also the resting in a way. And the confusion lies for some more aggressive patterns, like the war going on. If there is any, it feels so unnatural, but also how could it be unnatural if it is this resting and if it's this all pervading stillness? So there lies the confusion.
Yeah. You know, it's like, it's interesting that the one way of speaking it is the same intelligence is playing every single part. And it shows up as war. And it shows up as volcanoes. And it shows up as stars burning out and new solar systems, you know, new galaxies opening up. I mean, it's just, it's so vast, it's so unimaginable. And of course, you know, at a human level, we see things happening that are heartbreaking, just hard to fathom how that can be even. And so what to do with all of that? It's just like, okay, let the heart break open. Just, it's like, you know, if something moves to speak out, or just watching where it goes into a feeling of whatever happens with that, you see something going on that beyond our control, so to speak, and it's terrific. If we look at it rationally, being at peace is the best way to actually meet it. To have judgments about it, or it doesn't mean that we don't feel heartbroken. It's just, okay, it's this horror movie is going on. We can watch it and not understand it. We don't know the mind of this great intelligence. We don't know what it's good for. And something in us can say, no, stop.
It just feels so unnatural, like
Understand. You know, the way our whole species functions, to me, is absolute madness. There's a way it could function that could be so beautiful, and it doesn't. And yet, even within this crazy way that it's functioning, there's absolute beauty and love.
So essentially, there is no difference between a pattern and another. It's just our experience and attention on the pattern itself. But there are some patterns that feel like not even condition, like not condition based. It feels so like root based that I don't know how to explain it. It feels
Of course,
revolting.
you look and you see things. And what quality of attention can we bring to it? That is the kiss, or no, we don't add to it through judgment or resistance. Or
In this resting, it feels like there's nothing happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess it's condition based. If I look at something, it is revolting.
Yeah.
It's vicious, but when there's resting, there's really nothing.
Yeah.
There's just spaciousness.
You know that there's that story from Papaji's life where his parents were Hindu living in what became Pakistan, and it was a time of partition when, like literally millions of people were being killed. Hindus killing Muslims and Muslims killing Hindus. People in Papaji was at the ashram with Ramna, and someone said to him, "Don't your parents live in Pakistan, or what was to become Pakistan?" He said, "Yes, but they're my dream parents. This is my real family here." And Ramna said to him, "In the dream, go and take care of your parents and get them out of there, and I'll be with you." So that's the relative and the and the absolute again. It's exactly what you're speaking about. And on the way up to get his parents, the trains were separated into Muslim and to Hindu. And Papji was very obviously a Hindu, but he heard inside get into the Muslim train, part of the train, and he did. And then on the way up to get his parents, the train was attacked by Muslims, and all the Hindu train compartments were slaughtered. That's again this crazy paradox, huh? And as you said, in this resting, all is well. Whatever happens. There's a sense that nothing's happening in a certain way. To me, it's not a confusion. It's just, you look at it, it's heartbreaking. And it's like that pushes you just to rest deeper.
And this heartbreaking, you say, experience, does it come from this great intelligence? Since there's no one really
Yeah.
telling anything.
Yeah, and and so that's what's interesting is when the heartbreak can be there without identification, without anything to protect the heart. It breaks open. It breaks open to even the deeper capacity to live as love, I would say it like that.
Thank you.
Isaac, can I sit with you for a while? Susanne?
With pleasure, Susanna. Welcome.
Hi. For me, or here, it's really difficult when the system gets tight. And in the last days, it gets tight and even tighter. The body.
Hmm.
And oh,
What's useful is to really question and see if it was up to you, would it be happening?
no.
And so you can see, once you ask that question, then you can already see that it's has nothing to do with anything with you.
Hmm.
There's something happening automatically and unconsciously.
Yeah.
And so then in that seeing, it's just, okay, wow, something's going on. I see it. The system is tightening up. It has nothing to do with me. It's just somewhere, some old information is coming into view, which is a good thing.
Hmm.
But, you know, usually when tightness comes up or discomfort in any way, dis-ease, almost always there's some taking it personally. There's something, some wanting to do something about it, to fix it, to change it. And that always just gives it energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that
just wanting to, yeah. So that's just wanting to show you, okay, look, somewhere the intelligence of the system is tightening up. We don't know what, you know, whether it's old information from generations back. We just don't know. All we know is that it's tightening up, and we never asked for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. Of course, it's uncomfortable.
Hmm.
It's just appearing in space, yeah, awareness, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's checking and seeing, is it necessary or useful in this moment? And allow the system to relax somewhat sometimes.
Hmm.
My system now feels like something is releasing. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Little by little.
Little by little, yeah, that's it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
And really just seeing that as it releases in us, you could say it benefits all beings. It's this mechanism has been troubling man, womankind forever. And so when it gets made gently and that brings new information into the field. So you know, that willingness to kind of just be in the discomfort without an agenda, without trying to change it or fix it. Some people would call surrender, you know, it's just, it's a letting go, it's not.
Yeah, then now it is immediately getting much more soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good team. Hi, Bettina.
Hi. There's a bit a touch here and thoughts, a lot of thoughts. Yeah, when I see Vedanta lying in her bed, there's something going on here. And there are a lot of thoughts. Would I make a drama here, or what is going on? Is that really, yeah, what's the reality and what's the behind? Yes, it's possible to go away and let all things like the same with the war outside. With the war, we can touch it and we can go away, but how really to embrace that all, I don't know.
You know, it's a good question. So who is it that would embrace it, Bettina? Like here you are,
Yeah.
everything is appearing in awareness, is already appearing in awareness, yeah? Including any resistance or discomfort. It's already here, already appearing in awareness, without any effort, without any doing, just the way it is, it's here. Including the resistances, including the touches, including everything. And something relaxes. Nothing has changed outside, and yet something seems to be more at ease. How is that possible? How does it happen?
Kind of attention. It's really this little bit of attention. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, everyone.
Sandra.
Hey Isaac, hey everyone.
Hi.
Thank you, Bettina. First of all, it's so beautiful to see you all, and I want to say especially also hello to Vedanta. And I can see also there is a deep touch here, and I can see this stance of when there is this I identification, just this rush of wanting to say, I wish you such a good travel, you know, wherever this is going, and peace and all that. And at the same time, I can see it's this I identification, you know, but it's this travel also for us to be in this I identification, and then again being all there is and seeing everything is so okay the way how it is, and but also to see it's also okay to have this deep touch with all that. And Vedanta, I wish you so much luck and so much peace and joy or fulfillment or whatever. And of course, to all the other forms too. It's such a gift to be reminded what is really important. And it's so good to see you and see you all. Thank you so much.
Vedanta. Hi, Vedanta.
Yeah, I'm very touched, and I love to say that I feel so peaceful and relaxing, and I feel so blessed that I can be here with all when something comes up, and then the peace again. But it's no worry about anything. Everything is very fine. Yeah. Yeah.
So many people holding you in their heart.
Yes, I feel it, and it's I mean I can't believe it actually. It's really, and I think it's very blessing to have this meetings and the sangha and this energy, and this is also when I was speaking 2 times ago, also when something came up, you know, with this vomiting, and so after we were together, it's not a problem actually anymore. Not a problem anymore. When it comes, it comes. When it's happening, after that it's better. Then again, and since 2 days it's much better. So but it's so, and to accept that things can come up and to welcome it, you know, that even it's so clear why shouldn't something come up yet? So and so all is fine, so fine, yeah. One little moment.
Micah asked me to please also send love.
Oh, thank you. And she was writing me in autumn, then the answers came always back when I was
Okay.
writing to you or to Michael. So please, much love to her. And yeah. Mm. Mm.
Thanks, Bettina, for hosting. Thank you, beloveds, for being here. Love, peace, beauty.